Grizzlies come here for a reason. A secret food source, key to their survival. It looks like nothing but rocks, and more rocks. But underneath, there's food. Moths. Millions of them have escaped the lowland heat to roost among the rocks. It's painstaking work. Tumbling boulders are always a risk. But the moths are worth the trouble. Moths seem an unlikely meal for a 450-pound bear, especially in midsummer, when every grizzly needs to pack on the pounds. Moths are rich in fat, and a bear can scoop up 40,000 of these tiny insects in a single day. That translates into 20,000 calories. For a grizzly, it's a meal worth digging for. Along the rivers, the grizzlies are standing by for a movable feast. At Knife Inlet in British Columbia, the salmon are coming home. From hundreds of miles away out at sea, they battle their way upstream in a desperate race to their spawning grounds. It's a safe nursery for their eggs and fry. If the 8-pound salmon can survive the gauntlet of grizzly bears. For the grizzlies, it's a bonanza. And they take full advantage of it. Even learning to dive for their dinner. A bear can eat 90 pounds of food a day, if he can catch it. The better he is at this hunt, the better suited he is to reproduce and survive. The more salmon a male grizzly eats, the larger his skull grows. For the females, these fish are even more critical. Eating more fish means earlier reproductive maturity and more cubs born each year. The annual salmon run is a grizzly's lifeline. But there's no easy out in the lowest and hottest place on Earth, Ethiopia's Donegal Depression. This is the Donegal Depression in Ethiopia, a place defined by extremes. It's more than 300 feet below sea level. Pools of sulfuric acid indicate something stirring deep underground. Here, three sections of the Earth's crust meet, each pulling in a different direction, as if to tear the planet apart. Lava rises to the surface, hardening to create new land where once there was nothing. The most active volcano here is Ale. At its summit is a lake locals call the gateway to hell. A scorching cauldron of lava. It's been molten for over a century, making it the longest continuously active lava lake in the world. Millions of years ago, these very same forces created the Ethiopian highlands. This massive dome of rock, 250 miles wide and over 15,000 feet at its peak, is the roof of Africa. It's a harsh and unwelcoming environment, especially for primates. But here, in the highlands of Ethiopia, some species are right at home. Over thousands of generations, the gelada baboons have mastered life on the edge. The 40-pound geladas have highly opposable thumbs, like us, and short, substantial fingers for scaling cliffs. As in every extreme environment, it's adapt or die. There are no fruit trees and few insects to eat, so geladas have become the only monkeys in the world to live almost entirely on grass. At night, they bed down on the steep cliffs for safety from predators. But at daybreak, it's party time. Living in groups of as many as 400, grooming is how the baboons build and maintain their social connections. The geladas are also great communicators, with 30 distinct calls. Each gives the clan vital information. The baboons can signal fear, aggression, reassurance, and submission. A critical adaptation for life in such huge crowds and amid hostile neighbors. Ethiopian wolves lurk nearby. As few as 500 remain in the wild, but each poses a grave threat to the baboons. Geladas are not their meal of choice, but they'll do in a pinch. The baboons spot the wolf quickly and pass the alert. When one sounds the danger call, he's instantly understood. Within moments, the geladas head for the security of the cliffs.